When I joined the service, I was 17, and I left my senior trip in high school early to come home for an earlier slot. Went through processing, and I traveled to New Orleans to go through MEPS, what they call it. And when I was taking the oath of office, I turned around and there was a news camera in my face, and it was put a microphone in my face and said, "Young man, do you realize that the president just declared war in Iraq?" And he said, "What do you think about that?" And I said, "Well, I would rather be over there serving my country and doing my part than have somebody else do it."
Nobody likes war. Anybody that's ever been in a war doesn't like war. It's not a good thing.
It's only by the grace of God that you get through it. I tell you, it's terrible. War is terrible. It's nothing funny about it.
Tears me up inside. I have to work with a lot of those poor guys, and it's just tough to talk about.
I've been trying to put that behind me for 6 years, and I try to stay away from anything that reminds me of it.
It's a costly thing, freedom, and the flag just brings that out to me, because you see at funerals, you see them fold the flag, the military people, and that always impresses me. And everyone stands at attention when the flag is raised.
When we see the flag and present it to those people, and a chilling reminder of the horrors that some of them went through.
I was in World War II, and I was in the Army Air Force. It was what it was at that time.
I joined the Army. Well, I started college at Lafayette when they bombed Pearl Harbor.
That's at the time that you got enemy aircraft trying to keep you from getting to the target. And once you got to the target, they didn't come in with you. They waited outside till you come out.
It's unfortunate they seem to have jumped us in the wrong place right in the middle of a large German outfit.
We got hit, and so got taken prisoner, went to interrogation, and once we got through with that, they put us in a prison camp.
And we started marching foot by foot to, not in Paris, but a large, I can't remember the name of Carrington, I believe, where we started our prisonership.
They loaded us in boxcars. Their boxcars were about half the size of ours, and they called them 40 and 8. 40 men or 8 horses, but they put 50 of us in a car.
And then when we moved, after that, we'd moved by train to different places.
And we sat on that rail side for 2 days before we moved. And then we was on that move almost a week. And we only moved about 150 miles.
This is what my full-time job is to organize and go out and do military funerals for any servicemen that are eligible for a military funeral.
You stand and hear taps played and watch the presentation of the flag of a veteran that has served his country, and see that flag presented to the children.
I can remember at my father's funeral when they played taps, so many emotions.
At my father's funeral, they were playing taps, and I watched every fold of the flag. And when they knelt down and presented it to my mother, I was proud, but I was just tore apart, because not only was I losing my dad, but that was the sign of a soldier.
What happened since 1775? You know, how many of our good, fantastic men and women died for our country? A lot. And we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for them. Because the freedom of the United States is awesome, and I just wish more people would understand that.
You couldn't move to Germany and be a German. You couldn't move to Europe and be a European. But you can move to America and become an American.
You know, our flag draws people from other countries to be a part of this country.
People don't realize what that means. They don't realize what we got here. I really believe that.
You know, I think that in my generation, and maybe the generations behind us, we don't have a strong emotional attachment to our flag. I think whenever most people my age look at the flag, it's just another flag. You know, it's just something flying on the side of a pole.
The American flag has always meant a lot to me. I guess it goes back to the fact that my father served in World War II. All my uncles that I knew, in World War II, everybody went. And they went for the duration. They didn't go for 1 year. They went for as long as it was going to take.
We would all proudly serve again today if asked. No questions asked.
After I got out of service and semi-retired, I worked traveling the state of Arkansas for several years, and there was one particular town that I went into, and as you come around a curve to go into town, there was a great big flag waving, and it always sent a thrill and a shock in my whole system to see the flag waving, because to me it stood for the freedom that Americans have.
Right after the 9/11 attack, I come home probably a few weekends after the attack. Of course, we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know if we were actually going to go to war. We didn't know what was going to happen. It was, I'm sure everybody remembers, it was a very emotional time for our country. I was on my way back to Fort Benning after being home for the weekend, and it seemed like every car that was going the opposite way or the way that I was going had an American flag.
Well, I think since we're the great melting pot, our flag has always brought people together. As a nation, our people have always come together even more during times of struggle and at war.
Our flag is total respect. Everything that we as the United States, American citizen, American soldier, everything that we stand for the United States of America is all in that flag.
So many people don't realize, as I said before, what a great life that this country provides. Somebody's paid for it. And thank goodness I was proud to serve in it. I really was.
I want everyone in the world to know that my dad was a great man to this country and to me and my family.
Well, I hope that flag never, ever becomes extinct. I hope it always flies.